Hello viewers. As I mentioned in the previous video, the first batch of MBBS students that I've had the privilege of teaching as a formal teacher just completed their internship and have become doctors. Congratulations to each and every one of them. So I started wondering what must have been going through my mind when my internship was ending or when I was beginning my life as a plain MBBS doctor. Luckily for me, I have all the records available to me because long before I became a vlogger on YouTube, I was a blogger on blogger.com or blogspot.com. So I want to read, yes, read the last two blog posts just before my internship ended and the first blog post just after my internship so that I can take you back into my mind towards the end of my internship. So without further ado, let's get into it. So on January 24th, 2014, I had published a post on my blog. And the name of the post was Crunch Time. Let me read it. I must begin by saying that the first month of 2014 has gone relatively well. I don't want to jinx it, but this year promises to be immensely important. Having said that, I have no clue what I would do once my internship ends on 22nd March. Cracking the postgraduate medical exam looks like a distant dream. Spoiler alert, I cracked it in 2015. I don't know how plain MBBS graduates make a living. The stories I hear about them don't fill me up with anticipation for my impending professional life. I have, it seems, two options: working as a house staff or taking up a classroom coaching course. Doing both together will not be possible. Again, spoiler alert, I did both together. Hell, I don't even know if I'd get a job as a house staff in my college. To cut a long story short, life promises to be tumultuous April onwards. And then I talk about a Federer versus Rafael Nadal match. Because it was January, it must be the Australian Open semi-finals of 2014, which of course Rafael Nadal won convincingly. I went on to write about it. P.S. Fellow Federer fans should remember the following stats before getting too hopeful. Overall head-to-head 22-10 in favor of Nadal. Matches in majors 8-2 in favor of Nadal. Matches in the Australian Open 2-0 in favor of Nadal. The last time Federer beat Nadal in a major was way back in the Wimbledon final of 2007. Here's hoping for an upset today. Spoiler alert, there was no upset. Nadal went on to be defeated in a match against Stan Wawrinka in the 2014 Australian Open final, but he defeated Roger Federer in the semifinals that I was talking about. Now let's look at the last post on my blog just before my internship ended. This was from 3 days later, 27th January 2014. The name of the post is The Beginning of the End. It would be an understatement if I said that the prospect of ER duty did not intimidate me. The experience, however, is worth killing for. I felt something similar when I first reported for duty inside an operation theatre. It felt weird when I realized that no one I know outside my college had ever witnessed or will ever witness a surgery in progress. The nitty-gritties, the blood, the organs removed from the body and meticulously preserved in 10% formalin solution. I attended a seminar recently. Don't judge me, I was only there for the free lunch on offer. The speaker said what everyone in my position is dreamy-eyed about. It is the same motivational jargon that I have been reluctantly paying attention to for the last 2 years. People like me are constantly reminded by everyone, including endless Google search results, that the degree we now possess, MBBS, amounts to zilch in the real world. As the person delivering the lecture so eloquently put it, when a student joins a medical college, he feels he is better than those who fail to qualify. He looks down upon every other course as either easy or engineering. By the time we reach our final academic year, most of our seemingly less intellectually gifted friends begin making money. Some of them don't miss a chance to remind us about their relative affluence. It's one sorry tale. We rationalize by thinking that in the long run we will get our due. It is at this juncture that we realize that there are a zillion roadblocks to our long run, known as entrance exams. People always ask me what I want to specialize in. The knowledgeable folks in my profession are of the opinion that one can never succeed in a field one does not like or is not passionate about. They also tell us not to opt for surgery based solely on the car a surgeon drives. In short, one needs to be passionate about at least one specialty based on the merits of the field and not on the apparent wealth of the specialists in that field. I don't have one. Well, I would cross the bridge if I reach it. A big if. Spoiler alert, I reached the if in the summer of 2016. So just about 2 years after internship. Now let's conclude this video by reading my first post after internship. This post was published on 29th May 2014. Remember, my internship ended on 22nd March 2014. And this post was titled Rat Race 2.0. Rat Race 1.0 was, of course, getting entrance into MBBS. Rat Race 2.0 would be postgraduate entrance exams. Let's see what I had written. I would have really appreciated it if I could dictate this blog, but the voice recognition technology in my iPhone is not exactly earth-shattering. That is the funny thing about paying a bomb for a device. You end up expecting it to do everything under the sun. For instance, only yesterday I was feeling horrible that I could not watch television shows on my iPhone. Remember, this was 2014. Anyway, it's been a while since I was last here. I am currently suffering from conjunctivitis, an illness that is showing no signs of healing even after 7 days. I am on a cocktail of medication, yet my eyes refuse to return to their normal state. Oh, I am also working as a resident in the ophthalmology department of SSKM Hospital in Kolkata. Non-academic junior resident. But this year is not about work, getting rid of eye afflictions, getting a permanent registration number, or breaking my being single streak. This year is supposed to be spent preparing for the most important exam of my life thus far, AIPGM-EE. For the uninitiated, I must tell you that AIPGM-EE, or All India Postgraduate Medical Entrance Examination, is basically an exam that the National Board of Examinations conducts to keep the ego of a vast section of doctors in check. There are those doctors who have a field of specialization which we scoff at, and then there are the rest who do not have a field of specialization. The latter are not even considered real doctors. They are basically glorified interns. Again, for the uninitiated, even glorified interns may make a lot of money, but perception sadly matters. No one wants to spend 6 years of his or her life in order to get an MBBS degree only to stop at that juncture and not seek to study for at least 3 more years. That's the world I live in. Welcome to life after internship. To all of my students. Thank you for watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye. And as always, please don't forget to be awesome.